Don in London, hello, and the time is just after 8 o'clock in the morning. It's July 25th, 2009. My video is all about recovery from addiction to either substance or behaviour. My substance was alcohol, my behaviour, trying to look right, trying to be something, trying to do this, that and the other, and never ever being perfect. But I strove hard and got to good places in careers, had more than one. And these days I'm just learning how to live one day at a time. So my priorities have changed. Sobriety is an asset to me these days. In the past I'd have thought to myself, life without a drink, would it be worth living? I guess there are all those questions, because drink for me became the addiction, and I guess the addiction to life also, of having a life which is worth having. And we can be deluded. So over the drinking years I had a lot of success, I had a lot of good times, and always strove to be perfect, and I was never so. And something about drink got to me. It did become my best friend, and as it became my best friend I started to isolate, to find ways to have drink always available, to take the edge off. It was my reward for working hard and coping with large projects and stress, and really just coping with life and trying to live with me. And the more I drank, I guess the more difficult it became. I lost my sense of identity. I lost my self-worth, my esteem, and I also had no faith or courage in the world and what it was doing. I was very, very isolated at the end, and quite frightened. So what's helped me most? Well, in my life now, family, community, professional people, and a fellowship, and it's the Fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous, and I don't speak for it, never will, never can. I just go and learn a bit of experience, strength and hope on a daily basis from it. So in my videos I talk a lot about the fellowship and how it helps me, and at the same time it's full of unique, authentic people who have a voice of their own, and I do not speak for them, nor would ever wish to. So there are traditions which talk about recovery, unity and service to keep the fellowship strong and safe, and there are 12 steps of action for individuals to improve their life circumstances and probably get their identity back, or create the identity that they are, or I am in my case. So I must talk about AA as part of my recovery, but I emphatically say every person in AA has a voice, and they choose to share it where they will. So I leave AA where it is, part of my life, and talk about my recovery and nobody else's. So how does AA help me? Well, I'll share the preamble first, and then one or two readings from the literature. And the preamble or statement said at the beginning of every meeting I go to gives the game away, and it goes like this. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is the desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution. It does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. And I guess in my own way, doing these videos is sharing experience, strength and hope that there is recovery from addiction. Doesn't matter if it's alcohol or some other substance, drugs, you name it, food even. We can binge or become addicted to certain types of behaviour. And if I don't or hadn't found alcohol, I'm pretty certain I'd have found something else to try and fix me. And the difficulty with addiction is we are looking for the quick fix always, and always the quick fix is return to the old behaviour. So what does the fellowship do? It suggests very strongly that we change our attitudes and behaviour on a daily basis and make a life plan one day long. So there are readings about just for today and how to live it. And one of the most important parts of the programme is we can think it through, and then we have to live it through. So the transformation is an attitude and understanding of what recovery can be, and then living it. And the 12 steps of action for individuals, which is all about open, honest and willing living. Help us calibrate or really see what life can be like without a drink inside us. So from being powerless over alcohol and life being unmanageable, which is the first step, through to the 12th step, which is about sharing experience, strength and hope, and sharing a message so other people may find a recovery. And 12 steps, 12 months. In the literature of with the daily reflections, this book, it talks about I suppose improving our faith, courage and confidence. Well, that's where it starts for me, and it's all about shortcomings. So my shortcomings were not enough faith, not enough confidence, and not enough self-esteem. So courage, faith as well, as you see the world, faith in human nature, faith in a higher power, that is for me nature and providence and humanity, good conscience, and faith in God, of the God of your understanding, not mine. So I do believe, and it works for me, that God works through people. God is truth and God is love. So the higher emotions and understanding of life. So I am striving on a daily basis on this happy road of destiny. And in the daily reflections today, for July 25th, it says, those who still suffer. For us, if we neglect those who are still sick, there is unremitting danger to our own lives and sanity. I know the torment of drinking compulsively to quiet my nerves and my fears. I also know the pain of white-knuckled sobriety. Today I do not forget the unknown person who suffers quietly, withdrawn and hiding in the desperate relief of drinking. I ask my higher power to give me guidance and the courage to be willing to be his instrument, to carry within me compassion and unselfish actions. Let the group continue to give me the strength to do with others what I cannot do alone. And one of the things I've learned in recovery is, if I try to do it on my own, self-will, willpower, self-will will run riot, and self-obsession will start again, and disaffection and dissatisfaction with my life. And what the programme is all about is gentle progress, never perfection. And there is only one step we can get right on a daily basis, if there is a right way, is not to drink. So step one, powerless over alcohol, is also for me powerless over people, places and things, because if I try and will things my way rather than let them be as they are and have my experience of living with them, it's a fine distinction we learn in time. And just checking the time, in As Bill Sees It, which is another daily read, or as many pages as seems appropriate, page 156, Perception of Humility. An improved perception of humility starts a revolutionary change in our outlook. Our eyes begin to open to the immense values which have come straight out of painful ego puncturing. Until now, our lives have been largely devoted to running from pain and problems. Escape via the bottle was always our solution. It certainly was for me. Then in AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, we looked and listened. Everywhere we saw failure and misery transformed by humility into priceless assets. To those who have made progress in AA, humility amounts to a clear recognition of what and who we really are, followed by a sincere attempt to become what we could be. And for me, humility means that sharing a message of experience, strength and hope here doesn't make me a bigger person or a lesser person. It's just me sharing experience, strength and hope of how my recovery is going. And I find it's emphatically good for me to do it, because sometimes, no matter what, somebody picks up a thread and starts maybe asking the question, maybe I would be better off being sober. And sober is wonderful. It takes quite a while to get out of the desire to drink. What it did for me, it was not easy, and it took me a few long decades to realise that alcohol was not my best friend. It actually was a hindrance to my well-being. So, as I say at the end of all my videos, the Serenity Prayer helps me, and praying and meditation do work no matter what you believe in, or don't believe in, because it's routine and it establishes a pattern. So when I say, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference, it comes through people, places, things, being open to the world rather than closed down. More later.